take a look at Agility Explorer on the desktop being used as a production planning board. Lots of people have data that they want to work through to create a schedule for production. And many times we're dealing with static data, which has been cut out of one system and pasted into another. By using Agility on the desktop, we can replace Excel as a planning board and use our grid system that you'll see in just a minute. I'm going to be able to filter and sort jobs, and then I'm going to be able to do Macola transactions right in a grid and be able to schedule and arrange jobs the way I want them to run, and then print work orders to get started. Let's see how it works. I have Agility open on the desktop, and it's opened a component with a graphic image. I'm going to leave this behind for now, and I'm going to take a look at the Agility Pop Pick Tickets application. Here is a grid, our standard grid out of the box, to be able to look at production orders. And on this grid, I can check box different things and then do transactions down below. I've taken this standard grid and created my own scheduling board from it. In doing so, I added the capability to change the start date and the due date. I have a few columns in here for priority of job, the job line itself that I want to run on, and the shift. So just looking at the data on this screen, which is similar to the standard out of the box, except with a few changes, you'll notice here I have a column for shortages. If I look at this particular line and I hit the Can Build button at the bottom, it'll show me the item that is short on that particular job. It looks better when you're looking at a deeper bill of material. I'll pick one of the bill of materials that is indented and do the same thing. And you can see that the detail here is quite robust and drilling down into the bill of material to see what's short. So I really don't want to worry about jobs that I'm short on today. What I want to worry about are jobs that I need to run and schedule. So I'm going to use a filter here and just look for all jobs that have no shortages. You can see now that I have released and unreleased jobs here. Just by sitting on this line, checking this box, I can change this to a released order if I want to, just by pressing this button. You'll now see that I did a Macola transaction and released that job. Now that I have the jobs released and unreleased, I just want to look at jobs that are released. And with these released jobs, I want to look at the due dates. So here's a due date here that I need to work on. And so I'm going to put today's date, and I'm going to put that for Monday. And I have the release due date, and that'll be for the 29th. And now that I've done that, I just push the Update button, and I have these updated. Now what I want to do is I want to schedule lines and shifts. So I know that by looking at this schedule, I'm going to completely ignore this one. And I'm going to work on this job, and I want to run it on line 1, and I'm going to run this one on line 1, and I'm going to run this one on line 1. And these jobs I'm going to run on line 2. And then I can have shifts. I can add shifts if I want to do that, and the quantities. Now, as I look at this, I can see that I have capacity based on knowledge that I know as a scheduler that I can run these 3 jobs on this line and this one on another. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This should say line, and you can see that it's a line. This is my line, but it's actually extra field 2. And you can see here that this one is extra field 3, and this one's extra field 1. So if you're looking to do a crystal report, you know where the data is coming from. Now that I have these jobs that I want to run, I'm going to release and print a document for these. So I check this box, press print, and I'll now get work documents that I can release to the floor for each one of these jobs. You can see I have 3 jobs here. And they printed correctly. So they fall off the grid. So now I can begin to do production and things like that. So that is a very simple way to look at job scheduling and production using WiSys Agility with your Macola data. If you think about it, this grid is like a spreadsheet. It's fully connected to Macola real-time, so I have a lot of power here to schedule and move jobs around, so be it. If you have questions about how this works or would like to schedule a one-on-one about how you schedule, please give me a call or contact me through email.